Again, good afternoon, everyone. Now we are done discussing what is monetary value, and to have a little recap. No, monetary value estimation is a special effective way or sales tool when buyers facing extreme cost pressure are price sensitive, especially kapag sensitive yung mga customer. It is really important to understand that monetary value of the product is important, especially kapag sensitive yung, for example, yung customer mo, may nakita silang product, di ba nakikita natin na even as consumer mismo, we compare pricing, even kahit piso lang yan, 2 piso lang yung differences, grabe pa rin ang impact sa customer. Likewise, how much more kapag rather, how much more kapag mas mahal yung product ng mga 10 peso, 20 peso, lalo na sa mga thrifty na customer, yung mga medyo, hindi naman siya cheap, pero nagtitipid, no? So, let's go sa topic natin with psychological value. Psychological value rather is drivers such as satisfaction and security by virtue of their subjective nature do not lend themselves to estimation by a qualitative research technique like in-depth interviewing. Instead, pricing researcher must rely on a variety of quantitative techniques on estimate how the worth of the product's differentiated features. For example, ikaw na isang consumers, kadalasan nagbe-base ka talaga on what worth or if the product that you're buying worth the price that you have paid, no? And is it worthy sa presyong ganyan at um, to think na, for example, bumili ka ng cellphone, ano ba itong nabibigay niyang worth sa kanya, nabibigay niyang value sa'yo? No? Sometimes, kung tatanong tayo sa mga tao, bakit ka bumili ng cellphone or ng bag na mas mahal and mas branded? Compared na kung bibili ka lang naman ng bag, di ba? Kung bibili ka ng bag, ano ba yung use ng bag? To put things or to put the things what you carry sa school, sa office o saan saan ka pupunta. Bakit yung iba nag-e-invest ng mas malaki, nag-invest ng, parang tawag nila investment din eh, bumibili ng mga mas mahal compared sa mga mura na similar lang naman yung quality. 'Di ba? Ilagay natin si product A and si product B, similar quality, similar yung ano tawag dito, similar yung production nila, not to sense similar yung galingan ng manufacturing, but yung mga materials na ginamit is similar. Then alam naman natin na tumatagal na kapareho. Then yung usage na how you use it similar naman din. So nilagay natin doon, etong si product A is worth na itong product A na bag is worth of 300 peso. Pero itong si product B na bag is branded. So sa tingin mo, magkano yung kapag sinabi natin branded? 'Di ba? Ang psychological effect nito sa kapag bibili ka ng bag na branded, nabibigyan ka ng um, magandang epekto sa sayo. Kasi kapag bili ka ng gamit na peke or hindi naman sa peke, class A, yes, maganda naman, but yung ikaw na customer, mas ginugusto mong bumili ng product na may brand, na may pangalan. Kasi ito yung binibigyan ka ng prestige, binibigyan ka ng value. No? Example, um, what's the difference of a customer who eats in karinderya and a customer who eats in a restaurant? No? I-compare mong dalawa naman is nakakabusog. Ang karinderya is much cheaper, ang restaurant is mas mahal. So i-compare mong dalawa, nasatisfy naman yung gusto mo, nasatisfy naman. Pwede mo naman bilhin sa karinderya yung adobo kaysa sa restaurant. Pero yung gasto mo is mas malaki sa restaurant. Pero kapag sinabi mo kasi kumain ka sa karinderya, naririnig iba, ay, karinderya. Pero kapag nasabi mo, narinig ka ng ibang tao na sinabi, saan ka kumain? Kumain ako doon sa may restaurant, doon sa may sikat na ka. Di ba? ang class ng binibigay nito sa'yo. So, wow, kumain siya doon, uy, grabe, rich kid, ganyan. Di ba? That's the effect, the psychological value. For example, dati, sa time namin, when we are the young ones, sa time namin, bihira ka lang makakakita ng mga naglalaro ng PlayStation, mga ganyan. Ang nilalaro namin is mga brick game, mga patentero, mga ganyan. Pero i-compare mo sa mga bata na sa time namin na may mga PlayStation, parang grabe na ang class sa kanila. Sa amin, break game. Pagkatapos sa kanila, PlayStation. So, yung mga Game Boy, ganyan. Example is Game Boy and break game. Handheld na siya pareho. Kapag makalaro, dinig kami ng, or makahiring kami ng mga kaibigan namin na may mga PlayStation, mga Game Boy, kami is break game lang. Parang sabi namin, huy, nakakaingit. Ang yaman siguro nila. So, yun ang psychological effect nito. May psychological siyang effect sa mga nito. So, yun. So, the basics approach in decompose product groups or features and then provides customer with a series of choice among various feature sets understand which they prepare. In recent years, marketing research have extended the basic conjoint techniques so that the virtually any type of consumers' choices can be tested, including choices involving different brands, budgets, constraints, and even purchasing environment. So, yun. So, it depends rin naman talaga sa willingness of the customer to pay. So, for example, ito, a flat screen can be described in terms of attributes such as screen, the number of pixels, the brightness. Sa conjoint study, each of the attributes divided into levels that can be tested. For instance, sa screen size, broken into 36 inches. Di ba meron yan? 36 inches, 42 inches, 52 inches, meron pa nga 76. Ito nga dito sa office is 75, I think. Yeah. So, di ba? As much as an estimate, the relative value on greater screen size. So, imagine mo, meron kang 32 inch and meron kang 43 inch, meron kang 75 inch. Similar lang naman ang purpose nito. Mabigyan ka ng entertainment. Mapanood mo yung mga palabas na gusto mong panood. Pero sometimes, kapag bumili ka ng item na medyo malaki at medyo pricey and medyo may pangalan, may brand, siyempre magkakaroon ka ng wow impact sa iyo and sa mga taong surrounding sa iyo. So, similarly, conjoint is a common approach estimating brand value because it enables brand to be treated as another attribute. Treating brand as another attribute is in the choice decision allows us understand how customers might value a 36-inch Sony relative to 42 Samsung model. Regardless of the attribute tested, the value estimate derived from the conjoint study can be used as an input of variety pricing decision. Diba? Makita rin naman natin, ano ba yung quality ng Sony na TV? So, di ba, ang quality ng Sony TV, ang ganda ng voice, ang ganda ng sound effects, ang ganda ng quality ng mga palabas ito. Kasi they are made talaga sa mga palabas talaga na gano'n. Their company is focused on producing movies. So, quality talaga. Kahit na camera, may Sony na camera. Pero yung Samsung, they are known as sa company ng mga tech na company. So, hindi rin naman sila nagpo-produce ng mga movie. So, siguro, kung i-compare mo dalawa, kahit 36 inch lang itong isa, pero the quality itself, kahit makikita natin, di ba? Hindi porket 42, di ba nakikita natin, meron mga TV dyan, 43 inches o 42 inches, pero ang presyo magkano? 10,000 lang. Pero yung sharp na na 32 inch lang binili ko that time, almost 18,000. So, compare mo dalawa. Kahit mas malaki yung TV na to, pero mas mahal pa rin yung isa kasi the quality or even the production ng nito, ang brand name rin niya, yung palabas na pinapanood mo is quality naman din. So the approach involves several steps. The first is to identify the decision segments that might interest the profile and profile them actionable descriptors. So meron tayong estimated value, tinatawag na estimated monetary value. Business can assess the financial impact based on the psychology Um, so dito no makita natin basis can assess the financial impact psychological value across the four types of consumers. So there are four types of consumers daw sinasabi dito. First one is innovators. They are the kung sa graph pa talaga ng mga users no. May tinatawag tayong innovators, mga innovators, early adopters, laggards, mga ganyan. So, meron tayong tinatawag na 4 dito na types of consumers. Number one is 4. Sa 4 na yun, siguro I think na, if you could remember na discuss to sa chapter 6 ata 7 ng Marketing 101 din yun. Kalimutan ko na kung asan yun na banda pa sa, alam ko na-discuss yung iba dito. Yung innovators, they are the first, no, first to adapt and willing to pay premium for cutting products. Cutting edge products. Sila yung kasi yung mga tao na yung ilagay natin sa situation ng mga siguro ilagay natin sa mga nagre-review ganyan. Sila yung mga early adopters, sila yung unang-unang mga tao na bibili ng product kahit medyo mahal kasi gusto nilang pakita, gusto nila, ito yung mga tao na parang kung sa dati pa ng mga panahon, hindi dahil sa review, yung parang sinasabi, uy meron kami nito, parang may pagyabang. Pero ito, innovators, sila yung mga early adopters, sila yung unang nagkaka-alpha nito. Then, value seekers naman, ito yung mga naman, yung mga balance na type ng consumers. Yung I buy this product not for the sense of because mahal siya or mura siya, but the price itself tells about the quality of the product. For example, this phone I have is worth of mga nasa 16, 17 talaga to. Pero, kung sa ko talaga, pwede man ako, I can go higher prices naman. Then, I can go lower kung gagamitin ko lang naman siya for phone, for content. Pero, inisip ko, kapag bibili ako ng phone, dapat bibili na ako ng phone na quality that can last until mga 3 to 5 years or 3 to 4 years at least kasi alam naman natin that every year nag-evolve or nag-i-increase ang quality ng mga technology, so kailangan mong humabol. So ikaw na user, ikaw na consumer, titingnan mo yung balance sa price and quality. Hindi ka bibili ng cellphone na worth 10,000 pero yung gig niya ng RAM niya is worth 2 gig lang, then 64 ang ROM. No, hindi. Itong phone ko, for example, it is a gaming phone, and once you say gaming phone, it can really actually do its job. No? Bakit ba sinasabi ko mas advantage kapag bumili ka ng gaming phone dahil yung mga camera phone lang talaga na yung focus is sa quality lang ng camera. Advantage yun kapag siguro ikaw ay siguro ano tawag dito, ikaw ay nakafocus sa pagpipicture, mahilig ka magpicture, mahilig ka mag-post, pwede yon, pwede mahilig or vlogger ka, pwede ka mag-invest sa camera. Pero ako naman is kadalasan leisure time ko talaga is I play games, I do watch movies. So na-overheat talaga yung cellphone kapag mas mababa yung quality ng yung RAM niya. So mas focus ako sa quality ng phone kaysa sa camera. Pero ang quality ng camera naman to is hindi naman masyadong mababa. Quality naman din, hindi naman to yung katulad na mababa yung ilang megapixel din o 108 megapixel naman ang back and ang front is nasa 64 at ang back ay ang front. So 64, 48 ba? So makikita natin dito no, hindi naman siya ito yung mga value seekers. They are willing to pay it for a product that they see it valuable naman sa price na ginagasto nila, no? So sa presyo na ginasto ko, I think it's worth it naman. So itong lost players naman, they are consumers who are disengaged and uncertain about price purchasing. Sila yung parang from the word itself, lost. No? Yung parang okay lang, wala na akong okay lang. Kadalasan mga lost players, wala silang pakialam. No? Sila yung kuan. Wala silang paalam. Lost sila. From the word sa loss. May tinatawag din tayong budget shoppers. Ito yung mga price-sensitive na buyers. Focus on the lower cost. So, ito yung mga thrifty. Diba? Kung sa kuan pa, mahilig mag magkano to? 200 sir. Wala nang tawad. Yung parang every na lang humihingi ng sorry, humihingi ng tawad. Sige na nga, patawad nga. Di ba? So, yun. Imagine mo, may mga consumers talaga na hilig talaga is to focus on the price sensitive. Ito kasi yung ang ikaw na ba ikaw na ano tawag ito, company or ikaw na seller, you need to think how will the shoppers will respond to this kung tinatawag natin pag-budget no ng pricing. So, sa mga budget buyers, do you think kapag magbenta ka ng mas mahal ng product, bibilihan sila? No. Bibilihan talaga nila is the pinaka-cheap na as possible. So, having identified these key segments, the next step is to identify the attributes of each segment found appealing to so that they can be tested in the conjoint study. Extensive these attributes that are tested, three were noted. Number one is the distance, the convenience and accessibility. Di ba sinabi natin last time, yung example natin is yung tao na doon sa dagat, 'di ba? May choice naman siya bumili na lang sa malapit na medyo mahal pero accessible and convenience. No, 'di ba? So, kailangan mo talaga yung for example, yung kapag bibili ka sa convenience store, asan ba ang convenience store? Ang distance nito, ang location or sa online shopping, ilan ba yung days ng delivery time or the availability of the service? Anytime ba pwede mo makontak yung customer service? Ganyan. Next is straightness. Straightness is the ease of use and simplicity. How simple and intuitive the product or service is to use, affecting the usability and adoption. One way is to understand one way para mas makuan mo ang mabenta ang isang product and mas makuan mo yung pricing is identify the product's usefulness or ease of use. No? Kapag ang product is mas madaling maintindihan ng consumers, that's why it's really important for company to give talaga yung mga instructions and mga labeling. So, simplicity ng product. How simple the product or service is to use. Consistency naman is consistency is the reliability and trust. Predictability and dependability of the product service over time. Diba? Sinabi ko sa inyo, itong cellphone na to. It is really simple for me to use because I'm familiar with the company and the phone that nag-upgrade lang ako ng konti from 6 to 8. Then consistent naman, trustworthy naman, then based on my experience, umabot naman siya almost 5 years. 5 years I think, umabot ng 5 years yung phone. So I think that is useful naman talaga for me. So as for me, that's why I choose the brand and I'm loyal to the brand of this phone because it tested my it proves itself sa akin na user na the quality and the brand of the product is really worth it naman talaga. So the result of the conjoint study provided the needed input develop the segmented pricing strategy. The result also provided key insight into value derived by different market segment that in turn inform the channel pricing strategy. High cost shortcuts. So, di ba sometimes kasi tayo, focus talaga tayo kapag medyo mahal ang product, tinitingnan natin yung So, when setting up price, there are no shortcuts talaga. We think na, eto ganito ang cost, eto ng presyo kagad. No, there's no shortcut. For understanding the economic value received by the customer, many companies nevertheless shortchange themselves by assuming that if their differentiated product X percent more effective than the competition, then the product will be worth only percent more in price. While that in relationship makes sense, superficial closer than examination reveals how it's wrong. So for example dito is kapag mayroong cancer drug na or isang gamot sa cancer na 50% na effective, hindi ka naman siguro mag-invest nung bibili sa more effective, 50% more effective yung di porket 50% effective yung gamot mo kaysa sa competition. Do you think ang customer would refuse to pay higher price than those competition na 50% lang ang effectivity? For example natin, bumili ka ng Biogesic example. Ang Biogesic is 8 peso. Then that is a trusted brand for pain reliever for headaches, ganyan. Then ito naman is RightMed, 5 peso. So halos similar lang naman ang kanila. Psychological value na lang man talaga yung magmamain dito. Halos similar lang naman paracetamol. Pero, do you think, ano ang ikaw na customer, sino ba yung bibilhin mo? So, yung psychological effect na lang talaga yung magbabase. Of course, hindi ka naman magkukan. Kung sa cancer drug naman siguro, I would rather invest na lang talaga sa 50% higher na effectivity nito kaysa sa magstay ako sa kuan. No? Hindi naman siya ganyan sa kuan, pero ang iniisip natin dito, for example dito, another example is ikaw ay magpipinta ng bahay mo. Meron kang brush. Tapos may binibentang ano tawag dito? May sprayer. So it makes you finish the job twice faster than the usual time that you spend. So doubling your productivity. Would you pay for more than twice the price of a brush? Absolutely not. So unless you are individual who can paint fast, yung ikaw is skillful na madali na siya mag-paint, mabilis kang mag-paint, siguro mas okay lang yon. Pero kung hindi ka naman ganun skillful, baka masasayang lang naman din yung investment mo in buying this type of brush. So the value of busy person of painting time save the sprayer is much greater than the price of the second brush. So, di ba? Asan bis bibilin mo? Yung magbili ka ng dalawang brush ang gagamitin mo? Or mag-spray ka na mas mabilis na double nga yung productivity mo? No? Unless you are a skillful painter, yun nga, example dito sa room na to, recently lang to pininturahan. So, ikaw na painter, kapag ikaw is may option ka na to use spray which is faster than the brush, do you think hindi ka mag-invest doon? Di ba mag-invest ka? So, mag-invest ka. Kaysa sa naman, dalawa ang brush na gagamitin mo, dalawang kamay, ganyan. Imposible naman na matatapos ka, mapapagod pa yung dalawang kamay mo. So yun parang ganun na common sense. Unless nga, yun sabi natin kanina, kung ikaw ay magaling na paint, magaling ka na at skillful ka na painter, matatapos mo talaga, okay, good. So yun. So doon tayo magbabase ng value pricing natin. Magbe-base tayo ng pricing natin. So value-based premium, one can charge is often much greater than the percentage increase in an offering technical efficiency. The economic value of a differentiated product is proportional to its technical efficiency only when a buyer can receive the benefits associated with a superior product simply by buying more of the reference product. So yun ang based on the reference product, yun sa cancer drug na yung gamot sa cancer. Kapag may 50% more effectivity, do you think ikaw na consumer, ikaw na may drug, may patient na may cancer, do you think hindi ka mag-invest doon? Mas mag-invest ka doon kasi mas makakatulong to sa iyo compared sa lower than 50%, right? So because of this misunderstanding, many companies committed to value pricing have been misled into believing that they cannot price to capture their value if the ratio to price to use value would exceed of their competitors. So, hindi naman. Kapag yung kwan mo is may advantage talaga, it is really important to understand. You can add or put a value and pricing to the product that you're selling. Kasi yun talaga, yung use value niya. So, value-based market segmentation. So, familiar tayo sa segmentation na tinatawag is demographics and geography. Demographics is sa gender, sa education attainment, sa ano tawag ito, so occupation. Yung geography is the place. But we should also consider the economic and psychological value. So it is how the customer understand the product. This method helps business to maximize profitability by tailoring pricing, product features, and marketing strategies into different groups. So different groups, different people, different places, we must understand them. So hindi porket babae, pareho silang babae, pareho silang 18 years old, pareho na sila ng mga taste, pareho na sila ng understanding. No, they have different psychological understanding about the product that you're selling. So you must understand that. So market segmentation is one of the most important tasks in marketing. We all know that, no? Sa business plan nyo, siguro naintindihan nyo yan. So identifying and describing market subgroups in a way that guides marketing and sales decision makes the marketing and pricing process much more efficient and effective. For example, customers are relatively price sensitive, costly to serve, and served by customer can be charged more than the customers who are price sensitive, low, less costly to serve, and served well by competitors. So yun. So segmentation strategy focus on customers attribute, not to the useful of the pricing decision. Creating customer groupings do not adequately describe differences in purchase motivation among customers and prospects, or classify them in a way that is meaningful for making decision. So ito talaga yung kailangan natin understand, no? That is critical for pricing. First is most segmentation criteria correlate poorly with different buyers motivates to pay high and or low prices. Second, even needs-based segmentation give priority only to those differences that are important to the customer. And lastly is the customer in-depth. The interviews require for value-based segmentation also uncover why customers find an certainty product with benefits appealing or would find them appealing were they sufficiently informed. So to conduct the value-based segmentation, nandito yung 6 steps. No, identify the key customer, segment customer base, perceived value, determine willingness, estimate monetary value, AMV, develop pricing and marketing strategy, and continuous optimization. Meron din dito iba. 6 din to. So that would be for the second chapter, chapter 2. For chapter 3, chapter 3 is based on the price and value communication strategies to influence the willingness of the customer to pay for the product. So, according to Oscar Wilde, nowadays people know the price of everything and value of nothing. No? They have known the price of everything, but they don't understand the value of that thing. Influence customer willingness to pay by effectively communicating product value. Customers often focus on price rather than the full economic and psychological benefits of a product offers. Companies must use strategic value communication to justify prices and improve the price realization. So in this chapter, we will focus on how the business can influence the willingness of the customers to pay by effectively communicating value. Well, is it really important for us marketers to communicate the value of our product to our customers? Okay, so bakit pa kailangan talaga natin i i-communicate yung value of the product that we're selling to our customer para ma-understand natin how much they are willing to pay. So the importance of value communication. So according to this is many customers fail to recognize the full value of the product or service. Diba sometimes we ourselves we buy products but we don't understand the usefulness of this product. Others really buy iPhone. Yes, they buy iPhone for yung nito sa worth nito, yung sa value na binibigay nito sa kanila. They give class to the people who bought this product. However, they don't really maximize the usage of the iPhone that to the extent of its yung kanya price niya. 'Di ba? Gumagasto ka ng 70,000, 70 to 90,000 pero hindi mo talaga na maximize ang usage ng cellphone. To what extent the usage of the phone? Maraming features ang iPhone na hindi nagagamit ng mga users because ginagamit lang nila sa pagpipicture nagpipicture, naglalaro, ganyan lang. Pero may other features pa ito na kailangan mo i-explore. 'Di ba? Even sa camera itself. Sometimes ang alam na ng mga users is pag picture nila hanggang doon lang or edit konti. Marami pa po, meron pa tinatawag ng mga professional kuan gito na pwede mong gamitin kapag nagbili ka ng product. So that is the really important why that is really important rather that is really important why it's really important for marketers to communicate the value of the product because if they fail to communicate the value of their product, the customer will not be willing to spend that much for the features of your product, no? Do you think ito example ha, mayroon akong ginagamit na account ngayon, itong Bandicam. Every 10 minutes nakakat siya kasi hindi ako premium. However, kapag mag-premium ako, medyo mahal, medyo pricey. Pero, ang use ko lang naman dito is to record the screen and also to record myself while lecturing to you. So, ano ba ang panito sa akin? So, pag-iisipan ko kung mag-premium ako, medyo mahal. Or ganito. Pero ang kuan ko naman, purpose ko naman is pwede ko naman gawin yung 10 minutes lang. I-cut ko lang. Pero kapag nag-premium ako, yun nga isabi sa akin dito sa pag mag-premium daw ako, may account na ako sa Bandicam. Pagkatapos, mas mahaba ang time ng explanation ko, hindi siya nakakat. Pagkatapos, hindi ko na kailangan mag-edit, hindi ko na kailangan pag-combine yung mga lectures, and mayroon pa siya mga special features na pwede kong gamitin. So, yun ang advantage. So, kailangan talaga, ikaw na marketer, kailangan mo mag-communicate ng maayos sa consumers mo, di ba? Sino dito nakapanood ng mga TikTok live, mga TikTok live sa TikTok? Yung mga, for example, nagbebenta ng mga phone, di ba? In-explain doon nila, this phone is ganito ang back cam, tapos pinapakita nila yung sample, pinapakita nila yung sample ng kung gaano kalinis or kaganda yung kuha. Then sinasabi nila, tinitest pa nila yung pag usage nito, yung pag pinaglaruan mo ng ganito, ganyan, hindi siya nagahang, yun, pag-communicate ng value, leading them to focus on price rather than the benefits. Business must effectively communicate both economic and psychological benefits to justify the price premium. So yun nga, ayaw talaga ng consumers magbayad ng malaki sa isang product na hindi naman nila nagagamit yung full potential nito. Customer may not automatically recognize the product's value. However, marketer must consider that there are formula for effective communication of value in pricing. So, perceived value. Kung paano ba ito naiintindihan ng consumer the value, cost saving and efficiency and psychological value. The brand, di ba? Kapag pinag-usapan yung brand and the status and security of the product, magiging trustworthy na yan sa customer. So perceived value, how the customer understands the product, is based on the cost saving, efficiency of the product. For example sa akin, how I perceive the value of this phone. Based on the economic value, how much did I spend for this phone? Is it quality? The efficiency of the usage of this phone. Then the brand. The brand is trustworthy naman. The status of this kuan naman phone and kuan niya sa market is good. Okay, secure naman ang kuan niya. Sa mga features niya, secured naman ako. And also, maganda naman yung kuan niya. So, it's really worth it. So, my willingness to pay for the product is not questionable anymore. So, yun. May example dito, basahin nyo na lang. Again, effective communication of value helps justify price premium and influence willingness to pay. So, adapting the message based on product characteristics. First step in developing a value message is to determining which customer perception is to influence. We start to understanding of the value drivers that are deemed most important to a customer segment. The goal is to help customers recognize the linkage between a product's most important differentiated features and the salient value drivers. So the two dimensions, no, that frame communication strategies are. Number one is the type of the value delivered. So economic or psychological. So yun nga, yung sinabi natin kanina. So based on the perceived value of the customer and the degree of buyer involvement. So do they actively seek information? For me as a buyer or as a consumer, before I bought my phone, I do research. I do search information about certain phones that range in this 10 to that ranges 10 to 15K ganyan. Then it's a mid-level phone that is quality naman for gaming and ganito ganyan. So, yun, do they actively seek hanggang sa mga involvement ng customer mo. Ganyan, gaano ba siya ka-invested sa product na gusto niya bilhin. So yun, kasi kapag na-communicate mo ng well ang product na magiging involved yung customer sa For example, Realme 12. So parang sabi ko, okay, anong difference niya sa Realme 6 na meron ako dati? Ano ba yung nito, difference and advantage nito compared to other phones? So nagkakaroon siya ng involvement sa akin. Doon na nagkakaroon ng interest yung customer to buy the product that you're selling. So understanding the type of value sought has a significant implication for communication strategy. So measurable monetary benefits such as profit, cost saving, and productivity motivates many purchases and translate directly into quantified value differences among competitors. So yun, for goods, although value both psychological and monetary value drivers can be quantified, the way in which that data should be used in the market communication differs. So it differs for goods and psychological benefits. For goods in which monetary value drivers are most important to the customer, value quantification should be the central part of the message. So para sa mga goods. Now, because the data calls attention to any gaps between the customer perception and the value of the actual monetary value of the product. So psychological value benefits naman, it's the value messaging will focus on the product that will how much it will make the customer feel. 'Di ba? Kapag naka-Chanel yung kwan, 'di ba nakakaroon siya ng class, nagkakaroon ng prestige, nagkakaroon siya ng mas magandang psychological effect sa customer. No? 'Di ba? Kung ikaw naka-phone ka naglalakad ka sa daan, naka-phone ka ng iPhone or yung damit mo is Zara, or example, ang sapatos mo is Nike shoes, naglaro ka ng basketball, or Under Armour, well, hindi masyadong Under Armour, Adidas, yung pinakamahal ngayon. So, ang ibang kasama mo, wow, ganda siguro ng feeling ng pagsuot niya, no? That is how the customer understands the value that has been sought sa kanya, sa pagbili niya. So, ito, no, may example tayo dito sa differentiation, no, sa involvement ng customer. So, low involvement ng customer, kapag ang customer kasi hindi siya masyadong involved kasi may alam na siya konti sa branding ng kuan. And also meron na siyang appeal and they trust it. So For example, sa Coca-Cola. So example no, so sa Coca-Cola ito no, sa Coca-Cola na itong example. Customers are really talaga, hindi na ganyan ka-invested sa pagiging involved sa pag-search about the Coca-Cola because Coca-Cola has been there for a very long time and the trust of the customer is there. So hindi na sila kailangan mag-research, what is the Coca-Cola? What is the benefits that we can get from Coca-Cola drinks? So yun. Sa economic benefits naman niya is cost saving discounts like sa mga sa Walmart or budget airlines, di ba? Kapag may for example, sa Cebu Pacific, hindi masyadong mahal, hindi makuan. So, hindi ka na masyadong involved. Lalo na kapag may mga discount, hindi ka na masyadong sa search ganyan. But, sa mga expensive naman, ito yung mga high-end bold. The status, self-image, and con. For example, mga Tesla or Rolex or mga Hermes or mga Mish sa mga Michael Dior ba? Yun, mga YSL. Millions or hundred of thousands that you will spend for that. So hindi ka basta-basta magkukuha na lang, no? Hindi ka alangan. Kahit nga cellphone na worth 15,000, pinag-researchan mo talaga, inaalam mo talaga, legit ba to, ganito ba to, bagay, maganda ba to. Kasi ayaw mo magasto ng, especially kapag hindi ka masyadong rich, no? hindi ka rich. Na wala ka talaga, yan lang yung pera mo. Ipinagre-research mo talaga. Then, ano ba tong ROI? ROI is return of the investment. Paano ba nabe-benefit? Paano ka nakukuha? Cost efficiency. So, yon. For example, yung pag-invest mo sa mga solar panels, ano ang return of this investment? Kapag bumili ka ng solar panel na ganito, kahit medyo pricey siya, hindi ka naman talaga hindi ka naman talaga nagbayad ng solar panel na para wala lang. So, bibili ka ng quality and re-research mo yung company na nag-produce ng solar panel para tumagal yung solar panel yan. Ano ba yung use ng solar panel? To give you electricity by converting the solar power to electricity. No? In-store niya ang solar power into electricity. So, high involvement purchase needs detailed explanation of value proof while low involvement purchase rely on branding perception. So low involvement psychological benefits, branding and emotional appeal, yung sabi natin, ang sa naman, economic is cost saving message, help customer decide quickly, yun. 'Di ba? Kapag may promo sa Cebu Pack, 'di ba? Bubuk ka agad kasi mas mura eh. Bakit ka pa maghahanap ng iba? So, strategies for conveying value, meron ditong So, market research willingness to pay rely heavily on the assumption that the purchase decision are motivated by consideration of value delivered, whether economic or psychological. What distinguishes useful from misleading research is the extent to which the researcher accounts for differences between the assumption of this basic model. So there are two ways to do this. One is to focus on the message on high value benefits that customer might not have been thinking, no, when considering the differentiating features of the product, and the second is to raise perception, to raise understanding of the product's performance, benefits that cannot be easily judged prior experience. So you need to understand this. To influence customer willingness to pay, basahin nyo na lang ito, no? Companies use key pricing psychology concept, competitive reference effect. Diba? You see competition. You understand the competition. You reference your pricing to your competition. Customer compares price based on the competitor's offering. Diba? Yun nga sabi natin, you have tried naman talaga. You browse in online shops, then you search pa ganito, ganyan. Then, kahit pareho lang yung product, nagko-compare ka pa ng pricing, no? So, companies should position their products in a way that highlights unique benefits instead of competing purely on price. So, for example, Starbucks charge more than the local coffee shops by emphasizing the quality, experience, and customization. Di ba? Ito rin, may game content nila, game theory ang apply ang Starbucks. Kapag may season sila na kukolect ka ng stickers, stamp rather, then kapag makomplete mo na yung stamp, makakakuha ka ng tumbler. Na ganyan, mga ganyan. Kung ganyan ang Starbucks, pwede mo i-apply. Iba na naman sa'yo. So, switching cost effect naman, buyers are less sensitive to the price of a product as the added cost, both monetary and non-monetary, of switching a supplier rises. The reason for this effect is that many products require that the buyer may make product-specific investment to use them. So harder it is to customers to switch brand, the less the price sensitive they become. So, for example, may loyalty ang isang customer sa isang product. Kapag loyal ka talaga sa isang product, hindi ka talaga basta-basta nag-change. So, hindi na sila sensitive sa price. For example, kapag ikaw Apple user, kahit mahal yung mga Apple, kasi Apple user ka eh. So, hindi ka na masyadong mamain sa pricing ito. So, the higher switching cost reduce sensitivity. So, kapag naman, yun nga yung no? Kapag yung tipo ng tao na palaging nagsiswitch ng wala siyang masyadong product loyalty, hindi niya, naghanap pa siya ng product na investan niya. So yun, hindi siya masyadong ano tawag dito? Kapag yung isang customer is hindi masyado invested or hindi siya masyadong loyal sa isang product, madalas nung nag-change and nag-increase talaga yung nagiging higher ang sensitivity niya sa pricing. Because kino-compare niya, ay mas mahal lagi itong product A na to kasi sa product B. Pareho naman yung nila, yung service nila. So product B na lang ako. Ay, itong product C, parang mas quality to compared to product B. So product C na lang ako. So mga ganun na kailangan. So difficult comparison effect naman. So the concept of economic value assumes that the customer can actually compare what the alternative suppliers have to offer. For example, yung sinabi ko rin kanina, si product A ganito, si product B ganito, si product C ganito. So kaya si product C na lang kasi mas may advantages compared to the to the two rather. In fact, it is often quite difficult to determine the true attributes of a product or service prior to purchase. Yung sa sinabi nating products, sometimes nakikita lang natin what is being advertised. Pero sometimes, meron mga features na na-understand natin kapag nandoon na ang actual purchase. If a product are complex or unique, customer have trouble making direct comparison leading to lower price sensitivity. So custom solutions, ganyan. Pero another example is high-end luxury. Pero kapag naman ang customer is knowledgeable, mas madali sa kanya mag-identify or mag-decide for the product he or she is willing to buy. Unique offerings limit direct comparison, reducing price sensitivity. So, yun. Continue lang tayo mamaya.